The rain had just begun to fall over Maplewood Street when the doors of Carter's grocery swung open and a young girl darted out, her thin shoes splashing through puddles as she ran. Behind her, a German shepherd burst out only a second later, barking sharply as it sprinted after her. People gasped, jolting aside, unsure if the dog was attacking or protecting someone. The girl kept glancing over her shoulder, tears mixing with rain, clutching something tightly in her trembling hand. Inside the store, a middle-aged man with tired eyes stepped forward. His name was Henry, the owner, and his voice shook as he pointed outside. "She took my wallet," he said softly. The cashier beside him widened her eyes. "Should we call the police?" Henry looked torn, his heart heavy. "Wait, let Rex handle it." Rex, the trained German shepherd, was already on the girl's trail, weaving between cars, ignoring horns, following her scent without hesitation. The girl sprinted toward a narrow alley, her breathing ragged. Every step echoed fear, desperation, and something deeper, something far older than this moment. Her clothes were soaked, her hair plastered to her cheeks, and her small frame shivered under the cold rain. She looked no older than 14. Rex barked loudly behind her, warning her he was close. She stumbled, slipped, and fell hard onto the pavement. The wallet slid from her grip, landing a few feet away. She scrambled toward it, but Rex reached it first, placing his paw gently on top of it. The girl froze. Rex didn't growl. He didn't bare his teeth. He just stood guard, staring at her with intelligent, calm eyes. The girl swallowed hard, hugging her arms to her chest. I'm sorry," she whispered. She expected the dog to lunge at her. Instead, he tilted his head. Moments later, Henry appeared at the mouth of the alley, out of breath, leaning against the wall as he recovered from the run. Rain dripped from his hair. When he saw the girl, he slowed. Something in her eyes made him pause. They weren't the eyes of a thief. They were the eyes of someone who had already lost too much. Henry approached carefully. "Are you hurt?" he asked softly. The girl pressed back against the wall, trembling. "I didn't mean to, I needed it." Rex walked back to Henry, dropping the wallet at his feet. Henry knelt and picked it up, his gaze never leaving the girl. "You needed money?" he asked. She shook her head slowly, then quickly. Her eyes darted away, as if ashamed. "Then why take it?" The girl hesitated, her lip quivering, rain running down her face like tears given permission to fall. She finally whispered, "Because I needed the picture inside." Henry blinked, confused. He opened the wallet carefully. Inside was a picture of a woman, his late wife, Anna, smiling brightly in a field of sunflowers. Before he could speak, the girl broke down, collapsing to her knees. "I know her," she cried. "I know her, or I knew her." Shock hit Henry like a wave. Rex stepped closer to the girl, sniffing her gently, sensing her pain. Henry's voice barely came out. "You knew my wife." The girl wiped her face. "She helped me, months ago. When my dad left. When I had nowhere to go. She found me crying behind the train station. She gave me food. She talked to me. She said I wasn't alone." Henry felt his heart twist painfully. Anna always had a heart big enough to heal strangers. The girl continued, "She told me to come find her again if I ever needed help. But when I went looking for her tonight, they said she'd passed away. I didn't believe it. I saw her photo on the wall of your store and I panicked. I just wanted something to remember her by." Henry's breath trembled. Rex nudged the girl's hand gently with his nose, as if telling her she wasn't a criminal, just broken. The girl sobbed harder. "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to steal money. I swear." Henry closed the wallet slowly. He walked through the rain toward her and knelt down beside her. His voice cracked softly. "What's your name?" "Lena," she whispered. "How old are you, Lena?" 14. "Where are your parents?" She hesitated. "Mom died 2 years ago. Dad left last winter. I've been staying anywhere I can. Sometimes shelters. Sometimes nowhere." Henry felt the ache deep in his chest. Anna would never forgive him if he turned this girl away. "Why didn't you ask for help?" he asked gently. "Because no one listens," Lena said. "People see a girl like me and think the worst. And tonight, I was hungry, cold, scared. When I saw her picture, everything inside me broke." Rex lay beside her, resting his head on her knee. She reached out hesitantly and stroked his ears. Your wife was the only person who showed me kindness, she whispered. Even if it was just once. Henry felt tears mix with rain. He hadn't cried for Anna in months, forcing his grief into silence. But now, hearing this stranger speak of her kindness, every memory resurfaced. He sat beside Lena, letting the silence speak. After a long moment, he asked softly, "Do you have somewhere safe tonight?" She shook her head. "Did you eat today?" "No." "Do you have dry clothes?" "Just these." Henry exhaled deeply. "Come with me," he said. Lena's eyes widened in fear. "Are you going to call the police?" "No," Henry said firmly. "I'm going to make you dinner." The girl stared at him as if she didn't understand the concept of kindness anymore. Rex stood up and barked softly, urging her to follow. The sound almost made her smile. Henry offered his hand. Lena hesitated, then placed her cold, shaking hand in his. They walked back toward the store. Rainlight reflected off the puddles, and for the first time in months, Lena felt like she wasn't invisible. Inside, Henry locked the door, not to trap her, but to protect her from the cold night. He guided her to a small table and brought her a warm bowl of soup. She ate slowly at first, then faster as hunger overtook her. Rex lay at her feet, guarding her like she was family. Henry found an old hoodie belonging to his son and handed it to her. "Change into this. It's warm." She hugged it to her chest, overwhelmed. "Why are you helping me?" Henry sat across from her. "Because my wife would have. And because, you're just a kid who needed help, not punishment." Lena wiped her tears. The store grew warm with the smell of food and the soft hum of the heater. For the first time in a long while, Lena felt safe. After she finished eating, Henry made her hot chocolate. She wrapped her hands around the mug, letting the warmth seep into her bones. Rex rested his head on her lap. She smiled faintly. "He's so gentle. He senses the good in people," Henry replied. Lena looked down. "I didn't think there was any good left in me." "There is," Henry said. "You just needed someone to see it." Her eyes filled again, but this time, the tears were different, softer, healing. Hours passed. Rain fell quietly outside. When it was time to close the store, Henry locked the doors and turned to her. "Lena, you can stay in the guest room at my house tonight if you'd like. I won't let anything happen to you." She looked frightened by the offer. What if I'm a burden?" Henry shook his head. "You're not. You're a child who needs a safe place. My son's room has been empty since he moved out. It could use some life again." Lena's lips trembled. "I don't know what to say." "You don't need to say anything," Henry replied. With Rex walking between them, they stepped out into the night. The rain had stopped, leaving the air fresh, almost hopeful. At Henry's house, he gave her blankets, clean clothes, and space to breathe. When Lena curled up in the warm bed, she stared at the ceiling for a long time, unable to believe the warmth she felt. In the living room, Henry sat in the dark, looking at Anna's picture. "Did you send her to me?" he whispered. Rex rested his head on Henry's knee, as if answering yes. The next morning, Lena woke to the smell of pancakes. She walked into the kitchen shyly. Henry smiled. "Good morning." She sat down, still unsure how to exist in this new, gentle world. After breakfast, Henry handed her a small golden frame. Inside was a copy of Anna's photo, the very one Lena had tried to steal. "Keep it," Henry said. "She helped you once. Let her help you again." Lena clutched the frame, tears falling freely. Thank you so much." Henry placed a hand on her shoulder. "Let's get you enrolled in school, find you a safe place, help you start over. And until then," she whispered. "You stay here," he said softly. "As long as you need." Rex barked happily. Lena knelt and hugged the dog tightly. "You chased me, but you saved me." Henry watched them, realizing that the girl who stole his wallet had returned something far more valuable. Hope, family, purpose. And slowly, gently, a new chapter began, one stitched together by kindness, a second chance, and the memory of a woman whose compassion continued to echo through every life she touched. Lena looked up at Henry. "Can I help at the store?" she asked, almost shyly. He smiled warmly. "I'd like that." From that day on, Lena worked after school, greeting customers, organizing shelves, laughing for the first time in years. She became part of the store, and part of Henry's life. Rex never left her side. People began to notice the change, How light returned to Henry's eyes, how hope returned to Lena's smile. Their small town whispered stories of the girl who stole a wallet but found a home. Of the German shepherd who chased her but ended up protecting her. Of the man who lost a wife but gained a daughter. And of a single act of kindness that changed all their lives forever. The truth behind why the girl stole the wallet wasn't about theft. It was about love she once received, and the love she had lost. Now, she had found it again. And this time, she wasn't letting go. Rex barked one last time, running around her in the sunlight. Lena laughed, holding the framed photo close. In that moment, everything felt possible. Everything felt new. And the world, once cold and unforgiving, finally felt like home.